Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for ragu bolognese. Ragu bolognese, I know every family almost has their own version of this and likes to add little different bits and pieces, but this is how I make mine, and it's a great recipe to master because once you do, this meat sauce can be the basis really for lots and lots of dishes. Lasagna, spaghetti bolognese obviously. Then you can go down the line of sort of your cottage pies. You could even replace the minced beef with some minced lamb for a good old-fashioned shepherd's pie. So anyways, what I will get started with first is I want just put a heat under this pan, and then I want a couple of tablespoons of oil. And I've got here what is the Italians call a sofrito, and that is just a carrot, onion and celery that's chopped finely, and this gives a real punch of flavour to the sauce. So just add that into the pan. So we just want to cook this for a few moments, just until it's sort of soft, a little bit soft anyways. Right, and while that's happening, I have 250 grams of streaky bacon here, and I'm just going to chop that up. You can use pancetta here, actually I nearly always do, but sometimes I can find it difficult to get. And this makes a fantastic substitute. So my vegetables are softened now, so I'm just going to move them out of the pan for a minute. I can just sit there for a moment. In with the chopped streaky bacon. And just break it up with your spoon. I have 500 grams of really good lean steak mince here. I prefer to use this rather than that wormy-like minced beef you get in the supermarkets. I think when you have a good product, it comes through in the cooking, you have to do less work. I'm going to turn the heat up to full inferno and in with the beef. And just break it up a bit with the spoon. So some of that fat has rendered out of the streaky bacon now, and the beef will take on some of the flavour of the bacon fat. Right, don't play around with it too much. Your beef can come tough if you give it too much messing about with. So you want to just let this cook away until almost all the fat has disappeared in the pan and it really takes on a good colour. So it's ready to take the vegetables again. In they go. This is also a great way of sneaking extra vegetables into the kids' meals. Because what child doesn't like spaghetti bolognese? Next, I'm going to just mince in with a grater 2 cloves of garlic. And actually, when we're talking about the grater here, if you haven't got great knife skills and the thought of chopping up all that, the carrot, celery and onion seems like a lot of work, or you're just short on time, you can either give it a quick blitz until just a nubbly mixture in a food processor, or you could also grate it in. Just grate it. It's a slightly different texture, but after it's had its cooking time, you'll never know the difference really anyways. such a useful piece of kitchen equipment. It smells incredible already. Right. Next, I want some red wine. And if you don't have any red wine, you could just increase the beef stock. You don't have to use the wine if you don't want to, but it does add a delicious flavour. So, just a large glass worth. I'll actually just show you this as well. I always keep some vermouth, both red and white, beside my hob, because when I don't have wine open or I just need a glass, I use these and it saves me having to open bottles of wine all the time. So, in that goes. Next, to speed up everything as well, so this ragu is a little bit quicker than the usual. I use a beef stock pot. This just intensifies all the flavours that are already in this. And that goes a can of chopped tomatoes. Can't really make that any easier. Add 200 ml of water to the can that the tomatoes are in. Swirl it about. I know this is 200 ml because this can holds 400, so I just half fill it. So this both helps with the recycling, my can's clean, and it gets every last bit of tomato out of the can. Then I want, just to boost and intensify that tomato flavour, a tablespoon of tomato puree. Now, some herbs. I have some thyme here. Just going to strip the leaves from the stalk and sprinkle them in. Two bay leaves. Fish them out before serving. Let's get that a quick mix together. A little black pepper. And just a bit of salt. I don't want to go too heavy here with the salt. I can add some more later because there's salt in the beef stock, there's salt from the bacon, and it is the last thing I want is to have an over-salted meat sauce. That's it, guys. Your work is pretty much done. This is just going to sit on a low heat here for an hour with the lid on. Every 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, I'll give it a quick stir, and that's it. I'll have a quick tidy up now, and then I'll try and decide on the pasta. Perfect. So it's had its time. I'm just going to give it now a few minutes just while I'm cooking my pasta with the lid off, just to let it sort of reduce a little bit more. After all, it is a meat sauce, not a tomato sauce that I want, so I'll let that reduce away and it'll intensify more. For my pasta, I thought I'd change it up a bit. Normally I go papperdelle, tagliatelle or spaghetti with it, but today I'm going to have these Fusilli Lunghi. They look very much like telephone cords, which is great. They're a bit denser than spaghetti, so they really are kind of meaty and work well with the sauce. I just need to salt my water. And in they go. Fish out my bay leaves. Handy both on top. Oh, this looks and smells absolutely incredible. Guys, remember as well, you will find all the ingredients for these recipes in the description box and also a link to my website for a full and printable version of the recipe. Check my pasta. Perfect. before I drain, I just want to keep a little bit of the pasta cooking water, just so, as always. This just helps the sauce to cling to the pasta, so I give this a quick drain and that's it. I want to just add a few spoonfuls of the meat sauce into the pasta. You don't want to overdress the pasta, which we tend to do a lot here. I think that is probably enough. Just stir that through. I'm going to add just a little of the pasta cooking water. Mix it through. Just a little bit of meat. And of course it needs a bit of Parmesan. That's so good, guys. I really hope you'll give this recipe a go, and also give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to leave me a comment down below and let me know what your favourite take on the meat sauce is. Thanks for watching.